Hi guys, today we're gonna talk about things which you shouldn't do or you cannot do in the USA, because there is very strong law about lots of things. Since we started to go out and I started to meet my friends, we started to talk about stuff which you can't do in the USA. You cannot open or touch anyone's mail because it's a felony. Do you know why? Because sometimes the US government is sending very important documents through mails. In my country, you know, if Ukrainian government want to send me some important documents, they will send a courier and they will ask for my signature. And that signature will state that I received that letter. But here, you know, sometimes the bank can send you credit card, debit cards through mail. I was really surprised, and they were sending bank statements. I was like, how is that possible? But then I talked with my friend who is a lawyer, and he said that, you know, it's a felony. And if anybody opens your mail, they will face some charges. I was like, are you serious? And he said like, yeah, that's for sure. You cannot give a bribe in the USA at all. I have heard some bloggers were saying that flowers or chocolate is considered as a bribe. No. I talked with my friend who is a lawyer, and he said that above $50, yes, it can be considered as a bribe. But if it's a bar of chocolate or flowers, no, it's not a bribe. But of course, here you cannot give a bribe even $500 to a teacher in the school. Like, it's possible, unfortunately to say, but in my country it's possible. Like, even if a person wants to enter university, yes, he can give a bribe to a teacher, and that's it, he is already in. In the USA, for what I love USA, you cannot do that. Well, there is rain outside and I'm standing under the tree. I just decided to continue the topic of the things which you shouldn't do in the USA. Yeah, but I'm having some drops on my forehead. Anyway, you know what? Another thing which I wanted to add to the list, it's about the kids. You cannot leave the kids at home if they are under age of 14. So I was reading the official website, and I'm also will add it here that you would also know, and that you would not doubt my words, because, you know, like, I also a person who just doubt lots of stuff, but I always check trustworthy sources. And here is the official website, and there is no official law that you cannot leave your kid of the age of 12 at home alone, but you also have to see how responsible your kid is. And if the kid at the age of 10 is very responsible, but the kid at the age of 12 is not responsible, you cannot leave the kid who is 12 years old at home. Everybody knows about pandemic right now, and everybody knows that you have to wear a mask if you enter a local store or shop. And you know, now all those shops, they have a right in the state of Illinois to tell you that you are not going to be served just because you don't have a mask. So according to US law right now, everybody has to wear a mask, even if you enter a bus and it says wear a mask. You have to wear a mask, and if you don't do that, you are spreading the virus. It's like, you know, almost like putting a poison in the food. Copyrights. Here it's very serious issue. If you try to steal somebody's content, like me as a creator, it's just I press the button on my camera, it means I'm already a copyright owner. And even sometimes I might not register it to get the number and license and all of that. Still, I'm the copyright owner. trespassing. You know, in the USA you cannot go to a private property because a person can shoot without even saying anything. You know, it's real thing in the USA. Sometimes you walk in the city and you can see no trespassing. This is exactly because of that, because you can be shot on the spot. You know, sometimes I just see some nice dog and I just was like, oh my god, I want to film that dog. And you know, my boyfriend keeps on telling me, Victoria, this is trespassing. And I'm like, yeah, but my lens cannot reach there. And I'm just trying to zoom in, but still I cannot reach it. And you know, I'm committing a crime. But of course, I'm not going to someone's property. It's just like, I don't know, half a meter only. Yeah, I know it's pretty risky, but I still do that. And of course I'm not going inside somebody's house. And also what I want to tell you, that sometimes people think that you cannot film if the person tells you not to film next to his or her house. No, it's not right. You can film if you are standing on a public place, but if you are standing on a territory of the private property, yes, you cannot film or you cannot do anything if the owner tells you not to do that. So be very careful. Just always check where what is determined private property and what is determined as a public place. You go to a club and you just get drunk accidentally, or maybe not accidentally, but you get drunk and you want to fight with somebody. Just think about it 100 times, because you can be put in jail for that, and this is not a joke. And of course I'm not gonna tell you that driving when you had 2 glasses of wine is forbidden, because you can get DUI, driving under influence, and here in the USA it's considered as pretty serious crime, and it will go to record if you exceed some certain amount of alcohol in your blood. So be very careful with that. Country and in Dubai it's completely different story. You just pay fine. Like in Dubai, I know for sure, you just pay fine and it doesn't go to your record. But in the USA it will go to a record, and you know, later on when you will be trying to get a better job, your employer will see that you are aka very serious criminal. So be very careful with that. The thing which I wanted to tell you about the guns, you can see that there are lots of shootings right now in the USA, but you know, before you get a gun, you're supposed to get a FOID card, which gives you permission to have a gun and to use it if it's necessary. But you cannot use the gun whenever you want. I guess all of you saw that video. It was on the news where a couple was trying to protect their house and they took guns and they started to point at people. You cannot do that. You have to point the gun in the air, but you cannot point it to people. And I was talking to one guy who had a gun with him, and I told him, I was like, aren't you scared? And he was like, no, because before you get FOID card, you have to go for a training and you have to learn absolutely everything when you can use the gun. And he told me, even when I'm carrying a gun and I have it in my car, he said that the gun shouldn't be loaded. You can load it only when you want to protect your life, and you can shoot also when you want to protect your life. But I'm not a professional to talk about that. I can give you the website, and you can read absolutely everything over there about all these gun rules. You know that in the USA you cannot feed wild animals and birds. You know, we were walking once in our district with my boyfriend, and we saw the sign. You can see that it was local ordinance that you cannot feed ducks. I was like, what? And he told me, yeah, you cannot do that in the USA. You know, in my country you can do that and nobody will tell you anything, and people will say, oh, you did a really great job that you were feeding, for example, dogs, cats. But here, you know, like I was talking with my boyfriend and he told me that here they have the whole society look after cats, dogs, and it's just you see some pet, not a pet, but a dog or a cat who lives on the street, there will be special authority company who will come and will take the dog or cat from the street, and they will be feeding it, they will be looking after it. They do care about dogs and cats here, and you cannot leave the dog also in the car because you will face some charges by the law. Fornication. A person is committing fornication if he or she is sleeping with a person who is not his spouse or her spouse, and the behavior is open and notorious. Quotation from the law. But you know, I was talking to a friend who is a lawyer. He's like, you know, you can interpret the law in a different way. That's why you need a lawyer. I was like, yeah, I agree with guys. If you like this type of videos, just write in the comment section below, and just let me know if you want me to interview a lawyer. I have some lawyers, of course, like there are some lawyers who don't want to give me an interview for my YouTube channel, because I guess all of you know that the work of lawyer costs a lot. But I have some lawyers who are okay to give me interview, but we're gonna do it maybe in 1 month or maybe in a few weeks because of this pandemic thing. But I have some victims who already said that yes, we're gonna talk about some legal stuff in the USA on your channel. So if you're curious in particular topic, just please write it down in the comment section, and we will prepare some content for you. Thank you for your time and stay healthy, and see you soon. Bye bye.